Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to beautiful sunny Cologne for the ESL One Battlefield 4 Summer 2015 Finals. We're up to our last game of the day for Group 8 here, and we'll feature our two loser teams dropping into that lower bracket. It's going to be a match, of course, between Evolution Gamers and Exile 5, two teams that struggled in their first matches, but still have an opportunity to bring it back now in this opportunity working through the lower bracket. Let's see what they can do. We're going to hand it over to our casters now. Just a moment, sorry, we'll have a look at the bracket first, as we do. We can see here that Epsilon Esports and Fnatic have already made their way through. Fnatic have qualified for tomorrow. Epsilon made their way down. They need to fight against the winner of this preceding match to decide who will make it into tomorrow out of Group 8. Now that I've gone over that one, and now we're all up to speed, it's time to head over to our casters. Gentlemen, take it away. This one should be a big game.
Thank you for that, Mitch. And yes, it's going to be a great game. Evolution Gamers up against Exile 5. Milos, I asked Brett. He told me Evolution Gamers is probably the team he has picked to win in this.
I have to agree.
You're in the same boat. You're in the same boat.
Yeah, most of the time I agree with him.
But he's not here. He can't beat you up if you don't agree with him.
He doesn't abuse me. Our relationship is filled with love, Jason. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. So you have Evolution Gamers. You know what? I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say Exile 5.
Are you trying to suck up to Mitch here?
No. Not at all. Not at all. I want to see them do well. I want to see them perform. I think they have really yet to take any maps at all when it comes to these offline finals up against Europeans and now North Americans. I want to see them do well. The question is whether or not they can do it. We do have our map choices for you guys at home. We have Parasol Storm, Dawnbreaker, and Operation Locker as our final map if we do need it. Dawnbreaker, we're finally going to see a map that I absolutely 167% hated when we first saw it because of the way the teams were playing. We went for a full 9 minutes before we even saw the bomb picked up. But the way that people have adapted has turned it into a fun map. We've seen a lot of new things come to light. I think it was with Penta, with some really aggressive play from the buildings to cover off the bombs. And I'm curious to see how these two teams are going to do on that one. But we got to get through Parasol Storm first. We did have Evolution Gamers play that in their first game up against Epsilon, where they were so damn aggressive in the beginning. And they're actually able to get 1M come out of that.
Well, if they play the aggressive game again, I think Exile 5 won't be able to stop it. Biggest problem is Exile 5 still haven't really adjusted, because over in Australia, in the Oceanic region, there's not a lot of teams to really practice against and get all of these strats down. So when you come on here, yeah, you boot camp for a few days, but is it really enough? I'm not too sure. I don't know what happened.
Well, if past tells us
it's
never,
it's not enough. Versus Fnatic.
Yeah.
So
easy team.
Yeah.
Too easy team. No, but yeah, it's going to be a tough game no matter what for both teams. And it's to keep themselves alive in the tournament alone, to keep themselves up for that ginormous prize pool, try to get a huge chunk of that, and not to mention to represent, at least for Exile 5, their country. You know, Australia haven't really been performing too well, whether it's Counter-Strike over currently happening in Hall 8 or here in Battlefield in Hall 9. So let's see if they can put a little bit of pride on their shoulders. They're about to kick off the game. 2 seconds to go on the countdown. We have on the red side, it's going to be Evolution Gamers. On the blue side, it's going to be Exile 5. And let's see how this game does go.
And you see there Smashu, Benny really focused down into the game. Let's see if they can translate that into a win in the game itself.
I hate you, Brett. I hate you, Brett. He hits so many weird buttons. He rebound things, and I don't know what does what.
Well, restore defaults, my friend. However, Hexus here is trying to push up, trying to gain that middle bit. No, the problem is, Hus is sitting right behind, and Exile 5 have a really, I don't know, special way of playing, where Cookie will always play that engineer, and they really have strats down for...
It's no longer live, actually. Apparently there's a crash on one of the players, so this will not be live.
Okay.
But you continue, you're talking about Cookie?
Yeah, Cookie always runs engineer, and he likes to run with the A91, which is a very good rifle up to mid-range, and it hip fires like a beast. So with him and Cryptic, if they start off with double engineer, what they get is extremely fast RPGs or MBT laws onto the buildings, and after that, if they get a bomb plant, this is something I've heard from a couple of teams that have scrimmed them against them. They have very good strats when it comes to firing bombs or firing these laws all the way onto the bombs themselves when they defend them. So even across the map, they have the line of sight completely down to a science. So Exile 5 have a few tricks up their sleeve, and they're Benny Asterix, you know. He calls himself Asterix and Obelix because he's been eating a bit too much.
I call him short. That's what I call him.
Everybody you should call short because you're so tall, Jason.
If anyone that's out there wondering, I'm 2 meters or 6'6" if you're over in America. He's about like 140 or about like 5 foot.
Yeah.
He's not really that tall of a man, but he's got a big bite. He's got a big bite to him.
He packs a lot of heat.
I'll trust you on that one. But Parasol Storm, I wonder exactly how Evolution Gamers is going to go about this, because, you know, there's a whole mindset of this is our last chance to get through into the next round. Like, we lose this, we're out. Like, this whole thing, you know, lingering in your head, kind of keeping over you, saying, you know, don't mess up, don't throw this game. So I wonder if it's going to make them adjust their play. So are they going to play more passive than they normally would? Are they going to play a little bit different? Are they going to play this like it's the first game, and if they lose, that it doesn't matter, they can still play again later on? Like, it's a lot of factors, especially, you know, for Exile 5. I'm not sure how many lands they've been to, but, you know, a lot of the players on the side of Evolution Gamers have been to LAN multiple times, have played in quite a few of these season finals, and they've experienced at this. You know, Exile 5, I'm not sure how many times they've been able to do it. And that's a lot of pressure and a lot of, you know, extra, you know, weight on your shoulders to have on.
Well, most of the Exile 5 players have either played in LAN tournaments in other games, and in older Battlefield, like in Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 3 back in Australia. And a few of them, I think 3 of them, have already been to ESL One here in Germany. So they have experience, but playing together in this you know, in this environment where you have not only the, you know, the fact that you're sitting in a spot where, you know, you have the lights, you have everything, but you add to that the fact that there's a crowd in front of you as well watching. I mean, this is Gamescom. There's a lot of people that are coming around. I was sitting there just watching the game before Fnatic Epsilon, and people were just all over the place. Everybody was going crazy. So, you know, these things really can affect any team, let alone Exile 5. So, you know, the Evolution Gamers guys, they played before as MYM. They played old DreamHacks at Team Tuscan, I think. They've played a lot together, and they played a lot of lands. They know what they're doing. So the advantage definitely does go to them. It's pretty plain and obvious. However, if Exile 5 are able to counter these first strats that EGZ have up their sleeves, they might have the ability to set them down. I mean, we saw last time with EGZ versus Epsi. Oh yeah, a lot of funny stuff.
Oh no, I'm talking to Benny, and I can see him smiling because I'm like, I see you, Benny, and then he gets this nice cheeky smile on screen.
Yeah, Benny's special. It's pretty nice as well because he comes from Bretagne, and it's him
from
and
where?
Trunk. Bretagne. Yes, I
say that in like a normal English way.
Bretagne, Brittany. That's what you would say in
Brittany. Is that a combination of Britain and German? I'm terrible at geography, so you could actually be saying a legitimate country and I would not know.
It is France, but, you know, the old Gallic regions, if you will. You know where? You know,
I'm gonna say yes, sure I do, when I really don't.
Oh my God, we have to step you guys up for geography.
It's where the Americans won the war. I'm hearing from the production, so yes, I do know exactly where that is.
From I think close to Normandy, anyways. No, that's true. It's where the Americans won the war. That's a pretty good explanation there. But yeah, it's him and Drunk's actually from the same area, which helps quite a bit. You know, you can tell there's a lot of players that come there that have quite a bit of talent.
All right, well, it looks like we will be getting back underway. It looks like the PC issues have been fixed. The countdown has started. So here we go. A minute to go on the countdown to remind you guys of the maps that we have coming your way. It's Parasol Storm, Dawnbreaker, and Operation Locker if we do need a third map. This is our loser bracket, or our loser match in our Group A bracket. One of these two teams will be going home. One of them flying a little bit longer than the other, and one of them will be advancing through to tomorrow to play against Epsilon for their chance to get into the semifinals.
Yep, it all rests, well, not really on here, but if any of these teams really want to do anything significant, they're going to have to show up, and you already see Smash Whose Eyes here, the Swedish beast, as you like to call him.
I remember him back when he was playing for
MYM.
Eyeballers.
Oh no, really? Eyeballers?
Is it Eyeballers? He played on a team. I can't remember anymore. It doesn't matter. 10 seconds to go on the countdown. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. They have swapped sides. Now it's going to be Exile 5 on the red side and Evolution Gamers on the blue side. 5 seconds to go on the countdown. The map is Parasol Storm, and this is our first map in this best of 3.
Yeah, look at Cryptic focused on the game. It's all on this. If they want to stay in this and keep the Australian pride, it's time to pull it off. Cookie here pushing up by the beach side on A. And usually, you know, that those A bomb sets, you always talk about it with Alex or with Mitch, and you talked about it a lot in the qualifier cups. These places, they're extremely important if you want to go for an early pick. Now, what's happening here is just Exile 5. They're establishing a, you know, defensive line.
A line of scrimmage.
Oh, yeah, that's a set as well. Yes, the Maginot line, as they're trying to set up against EGC, betting sitting right behind. I mean, I don't know. Guerra is trying to push again, and that's usually with Guerra, or what we saw in the previous cups and in the previous games. He's being way too aggressive, and he puts himself in situations that somebody else has to bail him.
Well, we talked about, you know, Evolution Gamers, are they going to be aggressive like they were against Epsilon? It seems like they've taken a step back. They're being a little bit more passive this time, and looks like the bomb will go down in the basketball court. I think that was Chus able to pick up the kill. And not able to get the bomb. Actually, he does have the bomb in his back. Looking to push in towards one of these two M-coms, but still a lot of time to go on the clock. Still even a battle breaking out over towards A. But it's a 4-on-1.5 situation over towards B and C, and they do have the great opportunity of pushing the site down, but they're taking their time. And they haven't been able to pick up a kill. They're going to get this bomb down. The nice smoke going to be coming in a few seconds, most likely. And this should be the first MCOM plant. We could see Exile 5 maybe taking the first MCOM.
Huss putting down that medic kit. We've seen that multiple times. There we go. He's going to fall to the hands of Hexus. Push up Hexus in a 1v1. Floor Massacre just way too strong there. That position caught off guard. Cookie shooting at the side there with the A91. His trusty A91 as Benny tries to make his way on the side. Smash will fall with him, the SAR-21. Benny as well. This is the Australians are doing perfectly here. Hunter and everybody from EGZ spawning on the side. And I don't know, do they really want to push for the site or just wait for the respawn of the bomb? Because the hold from Exile 5 is just phenomenal.
They keep dropping one by one. They're most certainly going to have to give this one up. They don't have much time. They don't have time to even get back towards the bombs. Exile 5 coming up big. Pick up the first MCOM of this first half of our first map. And I'm feeling a little bit more confident about backing Exile 5 now.
Yep. As
they're looking very, very strong. But that push, it was like a 3-2 split. They went around from the backside, but by the time they were in position to go for the actual flank, the 3 men who were pushing the north side died. And they didn't really have great communication when attacking that site correctly. But Exile 5 have lost quite a few men, but they've taken away quite a few as well from Evolution Gamers, dropping 3. Scriptic's looking for that 4th, not going to be able to connect it 4 now. Just rattling off some shots as he does from the backside. But they have controlled the bomb yet again. They have the 1 MCOM lead, and they got 7 minutes to work with for that second one.
That took them 2 minutes and 15 seconds. That was as straightforward as a push as it can be. Hunter pushing out here. Not a lot of cover for him to use as he goes right behind the missiles. What can he do? The ball inside here. Basketball set. Shots coming in. Huss will fall. That's 2 players too many for him. Guerra falling yet again on the side. That's not good. He's been pushing up way too aggressively on his own. Not really a lot being done. Cookie will fall, and the bomb will be dropped. And well, now EGZ is just trying to reset, trying to go back into this game. They're already down 1 MCOM, and a second will cost them the first half of this match. 6-0. Oh my God! Smash you again with the Ace-23. Gets the shot and the headshot on the second. They're just gonna push forward. They have the plan on C, and what I really want to see from them is just smokes. We've talked about this before. Not a lot of smokes have been seen today. Yeah. And it's a bit heartbreaking because we know the power of them. We've seen them being used by Penta. We saw them before. They were just able to smoke up the entire map. So, I don't know. You think one team will finally use it today?
I don't know. We've seen a lot of incendiary grenades actually being used instead of smokes to, provide the extra. It kind of acts as a pseudo smoke because you can't really see through it that easily. And once it does dissipate, the smoke comes in from that. But it's not the same. It's not as effective. It doesn't have as wide of a range. But we're seeing, smoke put down there. Nade coming in as well. It looks like Jared might be able to get this first bomb plant for the side of Evolution Gamers. He's being chased down. I think he's actually off the bomb, and he will be dropped. The bomb is now in the hands of Exile 5.
Yep. They're going forward there. Cryptic finally going for it. Hexus all on his own. Gets a single frag for his work, but the Glock, that Glock, just not good enough. If only you could lean the Glock on the side and just go full OG on Paracel. I want that in the DLC. I know there's some guys, dice guys here, so please make it happen. A headshot comes up from Floor Massacre, taking down Hunter. The bomb has been planted. Smashu trying to use the smoke to get the defuse off. Cryptic will fall. Floor Massacre gets 1 frag. Hexus trying to push through the MBT lost shots.
This could be a 2-0 for Exile 5. This is a big moment now for this team, for the Australian team coming over from the region.
44.
Hunter's the last man alive, and he's nowhere even near this bomb. This is Exile 5 with 5 men alive to defend this. I think we might see a 2-0 on Parasol Storm in this first half. There's still a little bit of time to work with for EGZ. They have the time to get back towards the bomb, but will they have the manpower and the aim to win out in these duels they need to even pull off this defuse?
Oh, and the problem with this push is now, there you go. There's not enough time. There's barely 5 seconds left, and the EGZ, they're, I don't know, a bit disappointing, but there we go. Exile 5, I think.
I had Exile 5, so not disappointing for me. That's making me look good.
Yep. It's making Mitch look good as well because he's been so salty today. Talking about the Exile 5 boys, but I have to say it's showing. It's showing. The guys, they're really happy. Look at Cryptic, happy. He's got all his buddies looking at him. They're so having fun.
And then we see the other side. Revolution Gamers not having fun at all, wondering what the hell went wrong.
I think Hunter just wants some cheese. I don't know. Gouda's pretty good, if you ask me. Benny looking a bit disappointed here as well. He's going to try and relax and put this team back on track. But this is a best of 3, so if you lose the first half of the first map, it's not done just yet. Yeah, I still have the second round. The teams are pretty equal.
It's true.
So we might see our first 2-2 into overtime. This is the only way that EGG can stay in this game and continue for the first map. So overtime, of course, it's a standard stopwatch. So you have 5 minutes. You go for the quickest bomb plan in the story. We've seen quick ones, especially on Paracel. A minute 26 was the fastest one, as if I remember correctly, and it was just it's fantastic.
I think that was a 5-on-4 as well. I think I remember because someone had to leave, and then they just after that bomb plant, all right, we give up.
Maybe that was...
I'm trying to remember what game that was.
There's one, Infamous versus Fnatic. That's when Infamous had one of their players...
He had to leave because he had to go to school for finals the next day. Yeah.
I mean, in my mind, GPA is the most important stat. I don't know. I think he agrees with me.
Sorry, KDA? It's the most important stat? Because I would agree. 46 to go on the countdown. For Massacre, he did have a phenomenal first half, going 11-5, I believe it was. So a great job by him. With 30 seconds to go, we could be seeing Exile 5. The Australian team picking up a map victory, I think, for the first time for the Australians.
Yep.
And there's still one MCOM stopping them from making that happen, and not to mention Evolution Gamers ready to really fight back in this. And, Hunter, I remember the first time I saw him, he was phenomenal. For the first few times, he had the most ridiculous, kill death score. He was such a strong player, but I haven't really been able to see him in form like he was in Domination.
Nope. He's been on and off because sometimes he plays very well aggressively up close, but a lot of times he just plays way too passive, and you're really not able to play anything when the other team is being very, very aggressive and they're really taking you down. It's all about the positioning as well, and Paracel not so much, at least if you're trying to push onto the sites. We're gonna have to see what goes on here. Can Exile 5 actually win a point here, take a map off of Evolution Gamers, the favorites statistically today and in experience as well? Huss watching the middle. They've got 2 players on each side, and I like Wigan standing pretty far behind just in case, trying to scope out, get some information. Well, there you go, trades all around. Hunter with one. Hexus will be traded out as Huss takes him down on the floor. He might just be able to pick up the bomb and keep moving. And I like Huss finally using the 320 smokes. The cool thing about the 320 smokes is you can control exactly where it would land. So you can pop the smokes ahead of you, and immediately you have cover when you move up.
Wait a minute, I'll have to cut you off there. We'll come back to a second because he's pushing straight towards the AMCOM. There's only one man here to defend against us. Jera, I don't know what's going on with the side of EGC, but they need to change things up because this bomb could get planted. This could be the downfall for them.
Yeah, they're trying to push on the bomb to get the defense. Guerra will fall. Double kill comes up. That's Huss going huge with a double kill. The Age 23 is doing work. And he's still up and ready for more. He doesn't have a grenade, though, so he's going to be poking around bit by bit.
They're not defusing.
Player behind. Oh, he takes one more.
How do you let him pick up kills like this?
No.
Finally take him down. There's still 3 men on the side of XL5 ready to get towards his bomb site as quick as they can. They send 1 man in through trenches. Flormask can try to watch from the upper side. The bomb is being defused by Smashu. He's going to just sit back because he's being rushed down, and now it's all on Wigan and Crypto, the last 2 men alive on the side of XL5 to maintain this, but they're going to be cleaned up. And Evolution Gamers will not fall just yet, and they will get this diffused through and be able to push back across the map.
Yeah, that was a bit too close for comfort. And
a little bit, yeah.
The biggest mistake here is you have the overwhelming advantage. There's 3 players versus 1, but then none of you goes for the defuse and the others go hunt him. It's a bit questionable what's going on. Maybe the team comms aren't that clear between the players at EGZ.
They can't afford to let something like that happen again, or they'll be down 1 map to 0. And if history proves correct, that would be a 2-0 downfall for him. But meantime, they have the bomb smasher carrying it across the map, looking for that 8 MCOM plant. And we already have XL5 there ready to prepare for this. They have 2 men on the side of the basketball court to allow and facilitate EGZ to get this bomb down. But I think they're going to be cleaned up 1 by 1, and XL5, they're not looking to go out just yet, looking for these fights, and Cookie, Archie just can't connect the shots. And that would be 3 men now down. This bomb could get planted towards A.
Yo, but Cryptic from behind is going to fire a bit too prematurely there, and he's going to fall to Benny with that ace. A second will fall as well in the trenches. Now Floor Massacre and Huss are spawning in. They have to get as many players on that side as possible. Smoke comes down right above to try and make it even harder for Exile 5 to push in. A second bit of smoke from Cookie to try give them some advantage. Smashy will fall with the kill streak being stopped. He spots the second as well through the smoke and gets the shot. Oh my god, Cookie's going huge, and Guerra, he's left alone. Benny's still by the trench. He's got a single grenade. And will this be Kobe? Nope, the bomb's gonna be dropped and defused. Well done by Cookie. Very good recontrol from Exile 5. Hunter being taken down and hunted as well. Hexus left in the back lines as Benny, well, he's sitting tight, trying to form some sort of a defensive line. There you go, can't finish off the third. That's Cookie to clean him out. Hunter, his buddies respawning in, and it's been back and forth, but time is in the favor of the guys from Exile 5. There's 6 minutes left on the clock, and the only way EGG can keep in the game is that if they tie it out 2-2 and go into overtime. So Exile 5 can just play for time. Even if they lose one MCOM, there's no problem. They already have control.
Well, speaking of losing one MCOM, we might see that happen. No, the nade coming in
RIP
from Huss, able to pick up the kill. Even goes, or actually, even Cryptic dying to Wigan there. And the split second as the nade just keep raiding through. They're going to get the bomb down. It's not going to be planted.
Oh, but look at Hexus by the rock. He's got the positioning. Just has to have that trigger.
That patience to wait for that moment.
Exactly. Oh, he's going to get spotted.
The gig is up.
Yeah.
All right, well, the bomb, it's rotating back over towards A.
And I like that EGZ already know what's going on. So Smashu already going to A, trying to establish a line there. Floor Massacre will get taken down, but there you go. EGZ, Benny, and Hunter are going to go out from the flank, try to take down Cookie. Cryptic is already spotted now. It does come down on Smashu, and he will fall. There's 2 players left by the buildings, and
there's no one there to actually stop the plant from going down. This is going to be XF5 getting control of the buildings, or at least attempting to, as EGZ can be forced to go on the retake yet again. This is the first map on their shoulders that they do let this bomb get blown up. As MCOM being destroyed, this will be XL5 taking a 1-0 lead. Nade's gonna be right in. We do have them pushing from the backside. Smashy here to provide a respawn beacon. And not to mention that pressure from the beach side. He's gonna push through, but he gets taken out before he can even drop in. And there still will be at least 1 man alive on the side of XL5 to stop this. But I think the bomb is, no, it's not being defused.
Cryptic all on his own. He's getting some respawns, but they're right behind. They gets the finally gets the shot on Hunter, who chokes him out. Oh, there we go. He's going to fall. The defuses are up for EGC, but will they fail again in the same position? Oh. Hexus will fall. The defuser is down as well. And now Benny's going for the revives. He's going to fall. And this is pretty much it. Exile 5 will take it 3-0 and take the first map. A fantastic play from the Aussies. And look at Cryptic. Look at all of them. A sigh of relief after such a tight game, but a fantastic first half 2-0. And then all they needed was just one. And EGZ have to reset. They have to think, okay, this is behind us, guys. Now we relax, we sit back, take a breather, and go back to map number 2. Of course, that's going to be Dawnbreaker, one of my favorites, but we need to see smokes.
You don't want to be that team to lose first to like a foreigner.
And that's the thing, because the Australians never really won.
No, they never won really anything when it comes to Battlefield over at the Offline Finals.
I think
the pressure's on. You know, we made a bet actually about that. If I was right, I got 100 euros, right?
It wasn't on stream, so no.
Well, that still counts. We shook hands.
Have to think about it.
But you can see XL5, they're looking confident. Looking to be that
good floor man. Having a bit of fun there. Great banter between the Australian team, having fun. Well, they're pretty happy, but you can't be, you know, too happy with what's going on when you head into the second map, because, you know, you're up a point, but it's not over yet. You'll get to celebrate when you take the second, so...
It's true, it's not over yet, but, I mean, statistically, they've always been 2-0s or 3-0s if it was a best of 5. Like, I want to see a team finally break through. I'm thinking back to the group stages. We didn't have a single 2-1 or single 3-1. It was just all 2-0s, 3-0s.
Yep.
I would love to see a team come back and take it to the third map, which would be on Locker, but, you know, EGC have a lot of pressure on them, a lot on their plate, and they have to find a way to come back. I mean, they didn't... Well, the thing is, so we talked about, I mentioned before, like the whole, knowing they're in the loser bracket now, if they lose this game, they're out. Do they play as aggressive as they did before against Epsilon? And they didn't. And now that the fact that you're one map away, not just one game, you're one map away from being knocked out, do you feel confident enough to play aggressive like you might need to? And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to. I mean, you pretty much have nothing to lose at this point, but at still at the same point, you want to play a style that you know you can win on and a style that you're really comfortable with.
Well, the Aussies definitely come into this a bit more relaxed, so they can, even if they lose this map, they can still play it. You can still go for locker where, it would be pretty equal, but they can't use that one engineer that's always steady on its cookie. On the other end, though, I really do feel that Gamerz is the player that's letting the team down. He's been putting himself in situations where it's a bit too difficult to get out of it. 1v2s, 1v3s, and just it's putting the team off base. We saw, especially in the first MCOM on the first half, where EGZ, they were trying to go for the defense, and it was a 1v3 on the site as well. And what just happened was Exile 5, the one player pushed back, 2 players came in, he shot them both because they didn't have line of sight over him, and well, he just won that, took out the third, that was it. So it's just the plays from Exile 5, they're very good, but it's not like, they're outplaying the EGZ side. They're just, it's EGZ that are not playing as good as they should be.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into our second map and our 4th game of the day. This is the last one for Group A before tomorrow. We have on the red side, it's going to be Exile 5. On the blue, it will be Evolution Gamerz. And let's see how this one breaks out. It's already a 1-0 map lead for Exile 5. One more map, and they could be making their way through to play up against Epsilon, a team they have not played yet today. But let's see, that line of defense, that line of scrimmage being placed by both teams. And I think EGC, the pressure's really on them. They're the ones that need to perform on this map because I think most people out there didn't expect them to drop that first map.
Yeah, and I'm really liking here how Wigan, he sees the opportunities. One player was taken out on the western side by EGC, so now Wigan is pushing up. Smashu will fall. That SAR-21 not helping too well at range. Hunter gets the squad revive, gets some shots down. That's pretty good accuracy, but not enough to drop the player on bridge. And, well, the Levolution seems to be working pretty well.
And that line of scrimmage has moved. It's no longer in the middle of the map. It's being pushed onto the side of Evolution Gamerz, and they're not really able to fight back. Just at the bomb being picked up in the hands of Cryptic. I'm looking to push up potentially over towards A, but I think they know C's open. Cryptic, if you can get the bomb over towards where Huss is, then they can have a free plant. I think he's going to run it through the underside to get over there. Or maybe, no, he should be doing this. I think he's going exactly for that because he has Huss there to protect it.
Yeah, and he's going actually through lowers, which is something we've rarely ever seen. Because the Evolution is triggered on the map, this lower side, all the way through the middle, yeah, they're going to go to C through lower, which is a very, very good tactic. It's never been used, and finally, we're seeing the actual map layout being used to its full extent. Smashu is trying to roll around, take out the bomb planter. Spots Wigan, takes him down. That's 2 players still left, and the bomb is planted. Another shot comes out as Cryptic cleans Smashu up. Hexus with a double kill, and this is the experience really weighing in, but he will get taken down. You're just all over the place in terms of frags. Benny will just clear it out, and finally breaking out the AN-94 Abacon. He's the only player probably that still runs the AN-94. It's a fantastic weapon onto medium to long range. I think Dawnbreaker, if you don't want to roll out a sniper rifle, this is the weapon that you need for those longer range of engagements. Maybe before we saw Punchula that ran the M16 every time and wrecked everyone. So maybe this is the new one here.
Well, they do get the diffuse through, but you can already see Exile 5 coming out swinging. Nexus going to lay down a couple of smokes to provide some cover for them to push in over towards one of these MCOMs, but unfortunately that C and B MCOM will be locked down, so we're going to need to see EGZ change things up, unless they can pick up quite a few kills and maybe head out towards the AMCOM, where Cookie would be the one man waiting. But 7 minutes to go on the clock, taking their time. And again, it's really impossible to even get a plant down when the enemy team has 5 people alive. You need to pick up some kills before you can make that moment happen. And it's all going to come down to Hexus, who's been able to push up. He's got Huss off to his side. He's got Cryptic there as well. And it's not able to connect the shots just yet, but gets a lot of covering fire down. And is really drawing more men on EGZ over towards the side.
There you go. Benny will get the one. The Huss is taken out, and now it's going to force the rotate from Exile 5. Cookie's a bit too far away. Might be able to get some shots with a 44, but Floor Massacre will be massacred. And Guerra, he's going to run through those MBT laws, those grenades. Got to wait a bit, and the MBT law is going to be flying out. He somehow survives though, down to 30 health. And this is just Superman eating these rockets. He's gonna fall to Huss, but Hunter will pick up the frags. Now he's on his own, so close to this area. Benny providing covering fire with the A94 by water side. And EGZ have to make this one happen. Jumps onto Floor Massacre and takes him down. Now retreats back as the respawns come out from Exile 5. They don't have too much to play with, especially with the positioning from Benny behind. He's going to be able to catch anybody running through the middle. You see those 44 shots rattling in. Wigan will get taken down, and now Exile 5 are running through smoke. And this is a very terrible idea. 1, 2, 3 will fall. The last two are coming up. Well, Gamerz from behind. One taken down. Jumps in for the second, and we'll take down Floor Massacre. That's perfectly executed. I think it was just that I think when you push through smoke, I mean, we see it in Counter-Strike, we see it in here, you never push through the smoke unless you have to go for the complete, push at the end. It's just a desperation push at this end. And well, there you go. EGZ take it up 1-0. They're coming back.
Really well done hold by them to maintain that. And you're seeing them still leave Benny back here to force them to send quite a few men to deal with him. Not to mention Jared's still there off to the side as well. They still have to clean these two men up before they can get back towards the bomb or even think about it. As Jared will fall, and now Benny can be pushed in from multiple angles. Wigan going to be there, and Wigan won't hit the shot. And now they're sending Cryptic to deal with him. I mean, they're sending 3 men to deal with 1 guy. They finally do clean him up. I think they're going to get the revives in, or at least a couple of revives in to allow them to get back into this, but they've given up the side of the grassy knoll area towards the western side of the map, which does give a lot of time for EGZ to push up towards A.
And you can see it, this is not Floor Massacre's map. 1-7, 8-2 on the other side for Hunter, who just defended that CMCOM so well. As Hunter is still trying to push from the side. Nades coming in, and he will get it. There we go. Kobe onto Wigan. And shooting through the smoke. Will get the frag on a Floor Massacre. That's 10-2. Hunter's going crazy here. He's just pushing up. Cookie all on his own in the middle. Pulls up the MBT Law. He's just going to be waiting for the bomb plant to happen, but not just yet. There you go. He's going to try to catch them off guard. Hunter sitting right behind the bus, with Benny with the A94 on the Cryptic on the other end. They're going to push for this A bomb site, and I'm really liking the smokes coming down. They poke up Huss and take him out.
Even with this many man advantage, they're still being really hesitant to plant the bomb over towards A. It looks like Hex will finally be able to pull this one off, and EGZ able to push them straight back to their spawn point. I think we might see a 2-0 here. The bomb has been planted. Hexus getting that one down, and now it's up to Exile 5. Can they fight their way back with only 3, no 2 men alive? And I think it's going to be a little bit too difficult for them. Let's see if they can pull it off. Huss and Floor Massacre, as they get the respawns back in, trying to push back through Huss. Leading the charge for his team. Needs to pick up quite a few kills here. He can't connect the shots. And that's going to be Benny picking him up, and a full squad right coming through. This is going to be a 2-0 for EGZ.
Yep, this is fantastically played from EGZ. They came back. They didn't play too passively. They didn't play too aggressively. They knew when they had that 2-player opening by C side on C, that it's time to push. They smoked off by connector, and they pushed up on the site, took control, and there's just Hunter that went crazy. He's 12-2. That's a load of kills, and there you go, 2-0 for Evolution Gamers, and we might be seeing this map turn into a well, at least this game turn into a map.
I'm gonna call it now. We're gonna see an overtime, and we're gonna see Exile 5 win it overtime.
You calling it?
So what's gonna happen?
Okay.
We haven't seen really any 2-1s, but still well done by EGZ, considering how they start off that first map. Hunter finished off 13-2, Benny at 11-4. And you had 4-4 for Jera and Smash and Hexus at 7-5. On the other side, though, you point out Floor Massacre finished off at 1-9.
Yep.
Wigan at 4-9, Cookie at 4-8, and Cryptic's at 3-7, and Huss the only man to really lead his team at 6-9. So a really rough game for Exile 5.
Yeah, it's maybe that long-range fights. They're not that good at it compared to the guys from EGZ. Smash, most of the time, he's laying suppressive fire, because most of the time we've been seeing him use the SAR-21. That weapon has really slow rate of fire, but it's extremely accurate. So you can just land fire across the map, and it's going to suppress the enemies. They won't be able to respawn on one another, and that denies actual pushes for map control from Exile 5. Because this is such a pivotal mechanic in Squad of Blit, you only have 5 players. It's not a 32v32. Now, you can see the Australians.
Imagine trying to fit a stage for 32 versus 32.
Oh, I think they did it on the release of.
There's NA versus EU. I remember that, but it was pretty hectic. for what I remember, but it's still awesome at the same time. But
I think Brett was there as well. That was pretty cool. I
is he casting or playing?
I was playing. No, I think
so
it was an
NA
Xbox
lost?
event. They won, actually. Damn it. You have to be happy. It's like when you were playing with, what was it, NA versus EU in the ESL ESEA?
Team Freedom.
Oh my god. That was extremely well played, I have to say. Alex was going crazy when you were nailing the headshots for the USP. I know we were pretty happy.
That was definitely a highlight of my year. That was definitely one of the highlights of my year doing that.
I don't care about casting.
Undefeated against Europeans. Just gonna say, if any team wants to pick me up, feel free. But here we go, 20 seconds left to go on the clock before we do kick off the second half of our second map of our fourth game. It's EGZ currently leading 2-0 up against Exile 5. And let's see what Exile 5 can do on the blue side this time. Or if EGZ can just get one more MCOM to take this map victory and pull it into map 3, which is on Operation Locker.
And we see here Floor, well, you see Smashu getting ready. Next to him is Guerra to hop into the game. Floor Massacre. They have to pull their best here if Exile 5 want to take it into overtime. Remember, all that Evolution Gamers needs is one successful bomb plant and destroy, and it's theirs. They take the map, go into map 3, which is going to be Locker, where I think they have the advantage. However, here, it comes down, can Exile 5 go 2-2 and into overtime for stopwatch? It's all going to be on them. They have to play it. And EGZ last time, they played very well off off the beginning, just establishing that defensive line. What do you like to call it?
Line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage.
Yep, it's where the two teams meet up head-to-head in American football. The best football. But let's see.
It's not really football, come on.
There's a ball, and you kick it with your foot.
Not all the
sometimes. But Exile 5, they have picked up quite a few kills over towards the southeast side of the map, so this could allow them to push through if they want to, but still taking the time to get a kill on the grassy knoll as well. This should be the moment for them to group up and push. The A site is looking very juicy. Cookie going to secure that bomb. Jera just trying to stay alive for his team, trying to defend on a couple of angles, but Exile 5, I think they're going to need a quick plan off of this. Cookie's just running that bomb straight towards A, and it's up to Jera to maybe connect the shots to stop it.
Yeah, Jera, well, Guerra, as I like to call him. He's going through lowers, which means that he's going to be up in the tower, coming right behind Wigan. Just going to help him out.
You have the time to plant. He's not even... he's lost it now.
Yep.
Gave him too much time to pick up some cover.
And Smasher now is going to be pushing up in the middle of the street, trying to play as aggressively as possible. And this is the opening, my friend. No, he's going to fall from behind. Guerra getting the double, and nobody was watching lowers. This is the thing, pushing through, using the map for your own advantage. Now, Floor Massacre, last player alive for Exile 5. Oh, and he's all the way in the back on the US base. And try to push up. And usually, what we saw before, actually, was a push through office. And then you go for the plant on A. You have a couple of positions right here by office and right here when you're on the stairs. These are extremely good lines of fire. You can shut down the reinforcements coming, and it takes you a lot of time to actually make it on the site. So this might be the tactic that EGZ are going for. There you go, Floor Massacre being picked up by Guerra. And they try to push it. There you go. Smash is going to rotate with the bomb. I think the push is going to happen on A here. Wigan with the ACWR will trade it against Hunter. But this is the perfect opening. As soon as Smashu gets a single person to spawn on him, he's got Hunter and Hexes. He's got to get control. Well, actually, he's going to revive Hunter, go down on the A site, and what they need is just these smokes. Might just come down to, can you
Not even
plant?
a smoke. They're not even really... Oh, there we go. The law does prevent them from... Actually, he gets it down either way.
Yeah. That's pretty quick play from Smasher. Pretty good on his feet, I have to say. And there's still Guerra lurking in offices. Gets another shot as he takes out Floor Massacre. Huss, last player alive, and he's gonna get cleaned up. Guerra doing the damage. And I think this is done. Like, look at the positioning from Hexus. He can watch everybody coming out. And the only way to go is go from lowers onto, mid. If you had somebody maybe by the bus. But it's not the case. Hex is just firing suppressive fire. You don't want to push through that. I think just EGZ might just clean it up here. Hunter will get taken down, but that's no problem. A few seconds left. Guerra with another. And Guerra is going to pull it out 9-0. What a play. 3-0 coming up at the end for EGZ. And, well, they're going to take this map.
All right, so that means we're going on to our third map. It's going to be Operation Locker, all tied at 1 apiece. And we're going to find out which team will be advancing through to play up against Epsilon in just a little bit of time. Yep, the game is over. Just letting you guys know at home. They're still shooting it out just because they can.
It's pretty fun.
I mean, I'm tempted to hop in there and start killing some people if I could. But I don't want to make them look bad,
Yeah. That's why casters are actually, you know, pro players, but we're so good.
Some of us are. I don't know about others of us.
Okay, but
Brett.
Well, Brett, I mean, he's played a lot more in terms of actual teams than me.
Yeah, but doesn't mean he's good. So yeah, we're kicking off with Operation Locker. We did have Exile 5 play against Fnatic. On that one, you and Brett cast that match, and they didn't get a single one, and they lost actually relatively quickly. Evolution Gamers, they played High 9 Resort second, and they would have gone to Locker if they could have pulled to a third map against Epsilon, but unfortunately they were unable to. So one team has had, you know, already some play on this map. The other, unfortunately, hasn't. Evolution Gamers, they had to be relatively happy that they were able to pull that map back and bring it into the third.
And fairly comfortably. Their positioning overall, the lines of fire, fantastically played. But now in Locker, this is what you were talking about before. You have the circular maps, and then you have the straight maps. And, well, Lockers is one of the straight ones. You have a few, you know, places you can move. You can go from the outside of the map, try to move around there, but usually it ends up in just you being circled because the other team's going to catch on pretty quickly. So you have lowers, you have the stairs, which is an extremely important position. It's going to come down to who gains control off the start, and as soon as, you know, a team loses 2-3 players, this is a push, this is good. However, the US side has a bit of an advantage. You might ask why, and I will answer because of
I didn't. Go ahead.
Well, I
can guess. It's because they can get to the yard quicker.
What's the yard?
I don't want to say what machine calls it. This thing, the yard, where the guard tower is. And also outside.
Does the bomb bring all the boys to the yard?
And they're like, it's better than yours, yeah. But we have 30 seconds left to go and explain.
Well, because that A bomb site on the Russian side is actually pretty disconnected from the rest. So if you can pop down a couple players, just have each one watching the doors, it's good because they have to either come from top and jump down onto the site where you can easily, you know, catch them off the crossfire, or go from lowers, and then it takes so much time because there's the corridors, there's hallways. It's never good to push through. So it comes down, and this is one of the maps where a single smoke nade, it's just, you block off pretty much the entire map.
All right, well, here we go. Countdown has finished. On the blue side, it's going to be Evolution Gamers, and on the red side, it's going to be Exile 5. This is the third map in our fourth game of the day. And the winner will go on to play against Epsilon. The loser will be going home. So a lot of pressure on both these teams' shoulders. Let's see how they go about executing this.
It's going to be very interesting how the splits come out. And actually, they're going to go for 3-2 and very aggressive 5-man down the middle. I've never seen this happen. Hexus might just catch them off guard. No, the MBT lock comes down on him. And now it's Huss to take him out. That's too much damage being taken as he jumps. And Exile 5 going for an extremely aggressive push. 2 players taken down from EGZ off the start.
It's Smasher to defend. They're actually pushed over towards A. He's the only man alive, and he gets taken down. There should be a plant coming through. We have Hunter getting the respawns in from behind them, but he's on the lower side. The bomb will get planted. Exile 5 off to a quick start. Jerry gonna fall as well, and this could be the first MCOM of the first half.
Yeah, and Hunter as well by the rotation. Hexus is gonna get a single spawn. Not gonna go for the revive just yet, and that team damage is gonna end up in floor. Oh, actually, Cryptic taking control. He's gonna fall to Benny there. Benny with the second on the floor massacre, and now there's 2 players alive. Cookie actually putting an AT mine down by the A bomb site. All he has to do is land 1 MBT law or a single 44 Magnum shot, and it's good. You can kill so many people on there, but
they're defusing.
He's gonna fall. Floor massacre. Will he go for it? No, not just yet. The defuse comes up. There's Benny right on it, and well done. And the end for Evolution Gamers. You're going to be able to stabilize, but what an aggressive push off the start of the game for Exile.
Got them off guard, and now Benny's going to fall. The bomb is still on their side of the map. Jared going to respawn back in, but he gets taken out. There's the second man there off to the side. It's going to be Hexus, who has been able to stay alive for a little longer. He connects the pistol shots and does save it for his team, but he will fall as XF5 just have too many men here to defend or to go on their re-attack. Depends how you look at it. As Cookie trying to push through. The nades going to be coming to Hunter. Does connect it, and now it'll be Cookie falling with the bomb, and everyone wiped up by XL5 on the side of the map.
Well done. You still see the A-team on here. That was pretty smart, actually. I've never seen that tactic being employed. You know, one day.
Well, it also kind of forces him to stay close to it, or at least someone to stay close to make sure to set it off, but well, unfortunately, they weren't really able to, and EGZ able to get control of this game back again.
Smashu trying to push in from lowers, and really EGZ want to go, or EGZ, really trying to go for
We're not British. It's okay.
Well, it's okay. Well, Smashu is going to try and go through lowers, poking on in. Nobody's going to hear him just yet. He's sitting right behind the security cells. And people, well, you can see his shadow, but not poking up front. So, well, that's something to look for. As Cryptic is still sitting behind, watching mid. Smashu is still sitting back. And Guerra just watching from behind. I mean, they have to make something happen. And there you go. CS will take down one. Runs out of ammo. Unable to take down the second. And the revive will come out. Now Cryptic is being pushed, and Hunter with a 44 mag will go huge. Take him down. Cookie with an A91. So many players in front of him. And that's just the target acquisition, not down perfectly for him. Wigan watching the stairs is going to get taken down. Hunter's going huge. Who would have thought? Penny coming in from above, and I think they just want to go for that B side. So many kills coming up, but Floor Massacre is going to fall. What's going on? Benny's going huge here. This is the magic potion for Asterix. I don't know.
Benny gets the bomb planted, and now it's a retake situation for Exile 5. They don't have that many Ben alive. There's just 3. As we can get some respawns on top. And they do get the kill on the Benny, though, which should allow them to get in towards B. They're actually flanking around onto Jera as well, but huge play out of Smash, who takes down 2 of them. And now it's onto a 2-on-2, but it's going to be EGZs with the respawns coming in time, not to mention the kills on top of this. And Exile 5, they need to hurry up. They need to pick up the pace. They need to get to this bomb. They need to clear out all the men alive out of EGZ to stop this bomb from blowing up, and Cryptic's going the long route. It looks like they're going to give this one up. It looks like this will be the first MCOM for Evolution Gamers.
Yeah, and Cryptic here, he knows there's no way, and Guerra is going to take him down. Wigan going for the revives, and I don't think they should even revive at this point. But no, it's going to work out. They're going to get the frag. They're going to try to keep moving. I don't know why they're still, watching behind. I would have just gunned it all the way to the middle, and Cookie, indeed, he will. 2 players left for Evolution Gamers, Hunter and Benny. It's just Floor Massacre watching their back as all the respawns come up from EGZ on the west side of the map. Now they're just going to wait for the respawn of the bomb in the middle of the map.
And to be careful, though, they're fighting on 2 fronts. They got men behind them from their own spawn. They got men in front of them. They're going to be able to cover off all these different angles, and Smashu and Benny going to be charging straight through via the underground. Cookie picks up the bomb. You're very lucky he hasn't been shot from the underside. He's going to look to push straight through towards A. I think Hex is only meant here to defend, and this is them just going full out, balls to the wall, trying to get towards A. And I think they're going to be able to. Hexus, he's got to defend, but then again, does he really have to stop the bomb from being planted?
Oh, 1 grenade. 1 grenade is all they need. Now they're going to get the bomb plant. Cookie will fall the second as well. They're still Wigan on his own. Gets some shots. Takes down Guerra, but he's so low on health. Gets a single respawn. The Cryptic is already low on health, and the bomb's going to get picked up. Well done, Cookie and all his buddies from Exile 5. They're going to get squad wiped, and that's going to take a while until you recover from it and go back. Because this A bomb site, I mean, you take B when you have the advantage, and now look at A. It's going to take them time to come here. Benny's just going to establish a hold, and all the players are flooding right behind him from Evolution Gamers.
Well, let's see, can they pull off another plant? Can they pull off a second MCOM? Cookie doing his best to fight off Hexus, but he will fall before he can do just that. The bomb has been dropped, though. Smashu gonna go down before he can get the plant onto that. And this is XL5 holding on. 4 minutes to go on that clock. Evolution Gamers waiting for some respawns to come through. And for some of that crucial backup as Jera. Well, he's gonna die. There's like 3 men charging straight at him.
Yep.
And he will get one, but the revive, actually no, he did get a spawn on top of him. It's actually Benny. They try to pick up the bomb to push it through, and Cookie unfortunately gonna fall, as well as Huss. And now it's Evolution Gamers with enough men here to go for the plant.
Yep. That's extremely, extremely important for Evolution Gamers. If they take this first half 2-0, they're going to be sitting comfy in the second half, and just all they would need is 1 single bomb plant here. Guerra just trying to buy some time as he pokes and, well, pushes back for the moment. Lance Nade, just in case somebody wanted to go aggressive on him. Cookie will take him down. That is Floor Massacre shot. And, well, just all that Hunter wanted to do is just pull some time. Smashu and Benny, 2 players left alive, as 1 will fall to the rifle from Benny. 2 as well from Benny. He's left alone, at least going off from the outside. And Wigan, my friend, can he make it happen? Gets a single revive, but the bomb is sticking. Cryptic is trying to push, but this is what I was talking about before. All that Smashu has to do is watch from upper, and this is going to be it. 2-0 for this first half of EGZ versus the guys from Exile 5.
And Evolution Gamers 1 MCOM away from getting through the match, the rematch against Epsilon tomorrow. I think that'll be our 2nd game played Exile 5 are one MCOM from being knocked out and sent back home to Australia. I want to say they want to make their country proud, make Legionnaires proud.
They've already played. I mean,
they've taken a map. Yeah, they've taken a map. That's well done by them. But I think they're more hungry than that. You know, one map is nice, but they want more. They want to pick up a victory. They want to beat Evolution Gamers and go up against Epsilon, who's going to be probably the second or third best team here in Europe, and third or fourth best team maybe here in the actual event, with Dexterity still to come over in Group B. There's a lot of pressure on their shoulders. Wigan went 16-9 in that game.
Yeah.
Leaps and bounds beyond the second person on his team at Cryptic, who went 9-11. On the other side, you just had 4 men with 10 or more kills for Evolution Gamers. So really all of them stepping up. You see the comparison between 1 man and 2 men, or 1 man and 4 men, of how differently a team can play. But here we go, about to kick off our second half. Milosh, do you think XL5 can come back?
I don't.
If they were to come back, how would they do it? Let's go that route.
So, what we saw in the previous round was really EGZ. But the Exile 5 pushed up the start, 5 players very aggressively, but after that, they just fell apart. They were able to go, you know, to A, planted once, but nobody was watching behind them. They need to watch the angles. Again, if you go for that plant and you ever get to A, especially on whichever side, you need to hold the angles, especially now that they're playing on the west side, which gives them the advantage if they want to take A. However, if they want to keep in the game, they have to pull a 2-2. And I don't know, if they get the advantage to go to B, just like EGZ did in the previous round, that's going to be awesome. But it depends. You need a squad wipe for it.
I think if they get the first MCOM, they can pull it 2-2. I think if they can get one, they can get 2.
You get in the heads of EGZ.
I think the momentum switch would be really nice for them, and they'd get a nice little boost of morale. But we're about 5 seconds away before we do kick off the second half on our final map of our 4th game. After this game, we'll be moving on to Group B to kick off, I believe, with Dexterity up against Infamous. That'll be a great game.
Oh, that'll be a fantastic game. I can't wait to do that. But still, we still have this last round, the decider. Now it's going to go on. Guerra with EGZ. All they need is 1 bomb site, and they take it. Exile 5 played very well, very aggressively off the breakout. And now we're seeing this is a repeat, if you will, of the Fnatic push, where they had Drunks on the outside, watching by exactly this spot from Guerra, where you can just, you know, see what's going on. If anybody's going to push aggressively, Hunter's going to fall to Wigan. And I think it just might, you know, go passively at this point. Both teams just exchanging shots, and no team really going for, you know, that aggressive play, going from lowers, going for a flank. Just
once again, it's not Evolution Gamers move to make. They can just play defensively. They don't have to be the ones to pick up the bomb and run it across. It's XL5 are the ones who have to make a play happen, and have to make it happen twice to tie things up.
Yep.
First time wasn't difficult enough, but either way, the bomb still has yet to be touched. XL5 even has Cookie back defending a potential flank. You can see how, you know, scared and how passive they're playing in this one. Us able to get the kill onto Smasher, so that might spark a little bit of movement for them. But they do bring Cookie back up. But with 5 minutes alive, can they get this bomb across? Can Evolution Gamers defend this? And even with that kill, XL5 are still playing very passive. They're not looking for this this push just yet. They still have, you know, 8.5 minutes to work with, so it's not like there's a hurry, but you need to get something going. You don't, you know, the longer this game goes on, the more of a chance that Evolution Gamers have a chance to, you know, get an MCOM destruction themselves and also the game.
Yeah, Huss spoken up bit by bit, you know, trying to see something, get some smoke, try and destabilize Evolution Gamers. I don't think this is going to work too well. They're just going to stay on the same side. They're going to have Hunter rotating, you know, every bit just to check what's going on. Look at Guerra from behind, landing the grenade. Gets 1 assist, the second from Hunter and Hexus. And Guerra will get the frag on the final, taking out Wigan. This is the push. This is perfect for Evolution Gamers. We're going to see here Floor Massacre rotating from lowers. He has to go for the defense as well. Now Smasher just checking the sides, making sure nobody's coming up behind him. And I think they already destabilized XL5 enough to gain control of the middle of the map.
Well, you can see they're trying to look through the push. Benny maybe dropped. Hexus running the bomb actually over towards his A site, able to pick up a kill too. So he almost has a clear path towards the site as long as he can stay alive. And just as quick as I say that, he does go down, but there's still a back respawn coming in. Jera and Hunter here to stop them, to provide so many kills. If they can do this simultaneously, this would be huge for them, and they'll be able to get the bomb down. And it's going to come down to Huss. Can he pick up the kill? He does get Hunter. And now Jared, the last one alive, on the backside as they get the respawns back again. Hex is going to be joining the party. Benny picking up the bomb. Benny will be falling with the bomb, though. And leaving Smashu to stop XL5 from pushing out from this area.
And I like how Smashu is staying defensively in the back, but
they should run right by him.
Yep, they ran right above him. He heard him perfectly, but that's all the players from Exile 5 trying to make it. Even if they lose Cookie or a few players behind, doesn't matter. They'll all respawn on Huss. There's nobody to defend. And finally, Benny is able to respawn back at base.
They're running straight into Benny. If he continues on this path, he might go down. Benny's playing this one slow, and he does give away his position down to 54 health. It's going to be Huss. He's going for the plant. Benny will fall, and EGZ, where are they? They're respawning back in towards base. Still have Hexes coming down from the backside, which he might get spotted by Floor Massacre. Or actually, Floor Massacre at least hears them both running above him, and this could be good for XL5. Can they hold on to this? Can they maintain the control of the bomb? And the first couple kills being traded in their favor, and they're being flanked. Hunter is going to be a man directly behind him, and he doesn't spot him out, but he does obviously hear him shooting, and picks up the kill nonetheless. It's 3-on-2. Is EGZ going to wait for this retake?
There we go. Now equalizing it in a 2v2. And the player's still stuck behind. This is the drunk situation again. This position is so good. The nade, though, pushes them out of position. Goes in for the hipfire. ADS takes out Hexus, but the double kill comes up for Benny and Guerra. And they're going to clean it up. Will they have, though, enough time to get the defuse? That's going to be Guerra on it. And there we go. EGZ will restabilize and go back into it. That was a very, very good counter push coming out from Exile 5 off of a pretty nice retake, as EGZ really pushed up to A. They had a couple players behind. That was Hunter and Hexus, but they just fell. Hunter was a bit too aggressive.
And you wonder if they could have planted at A, they would have had a couple of extra seconds of the bomb taken away that they might have been enough for it to actually explode.
Yep.
But hindsight's always 20/20, and now XL5, the one's forced to play a little bit more defensive. 5 minutes to go on the clock. That's what's separating them, or Evolution Gamers, and a victory, and move into the decider match, which will be played out tomorrow against Epsilon. And XL5, they're still looking at 2 monumental tasks of 2 MCOMs to be destroyed.
Yeah, and I really like how Levolution has been triggered for the map. And now you have the actual tower brought down, which is going to open up an extra way to rotate from lower to upper and upper to lower, which is extremely good, because now you can use that to your advantage. And since Levolution's triggered, you can shoot through people, or shoot through these steel rods here onto the people that are coming down from lower. So that's the only way that you can do it on the map here. Wigan moving in from the side, trying to catch some players off
Jared's
guard.
just run straight past them. He has the bomb. He's heading towards C. No one is here to stop him. He's even got backup out of Hexus, and this could be the final MCOM of the game. This could be Evolution Gamers moving on into the decider match. He's going to get a plant off, and they do stop them from going for the flank. Now going to be coming from the front side. Huss, he's got to go big for his team, but it's going to be very difficult. The time is taken away. There's 4 men alive, and you just need to stop this, and this is all or nothing.
All or nothing here is Huss trying to go for the ninja defuse. But will there be enough time?
Serious?
It's coming in. He's going to get it. Oh my God. Exile 5 somehow remain in this game, but he will fall. Still 1 player, Wigan, alive. And he triggers Evolution, takes down 2, but the bomb is still in the hands of the boys from EGZ. Hunter will get the bomb plant, but now we restart again for the push. Cryptic coming in from the side. He's down 2 to 10. And will he go for another ninja defuse? Hunter poking up. He's going to get taken down. They're just triggering that Levolution. That's going to be done. They're going to regain control. Wigan gets the frag on a Benny as well. Pulls out the 44 mag. This guy with the headshots is one crazy guy with the 44 mag. I have to say, and pokes on in spots. Guerra cleans him up. And this is pretty well done from Exile 5. 2 bomb plants in less than 30 seconds.
Thing is, time's running out, and XL5 still have the bomb their own side of the map. They need to get across as quick as they can. They need to plant a successful one within the next few seconds if they want to have a chance, and that's going to be the bomb going down again. EGZ going to get full control of it. And this is looking like it just might have run out of time. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left to go on the clock. XL5, they have to get destruction relatively soon. It's going to take 45 seconds just for the bomb to explode alone, but not to mention running it across the map, having to check every corner. I'm not sure.
I think it's done already here. Smash is going to take down Cryptic. Cookie to clean him up as well, but Benny still lurking above. He's going to spot 1, takes down Cookie, pulls out the MBT Law just to be sure. Won't get anything here. As Wigan, even if they take 1 bomb site, I mean, is it really going to be enough? You were saying 45 seconds for the bomb to blow up. You have 30 seconds for the bomb to respawn, and that's assuming that everything goes perfectly. Even then, they barely have enough time to make this happen.
Oh, they go for the closer site as well. Wigan just trying to stop this man from flanking around. It's going to be Hunter. I'm trying to get a revive in on a teammate as well, but EGZ back on the attack lane. He's just one successful defuse for pretty much close out this game, and that's gonna be Smash who's sitting on top of it. He's still defusing. He's actually gonna stick this one the entire way, and no one's gonna stop him. XL5 can't prevent it. He will go down eventually, but it seems like the time has run out. 1:50 left to go on the clock. And I think they're able to get this bomb and run it back across the map as Cookie and Cryptid last two alive.
I really think that this is pretty much GG at this time, at this point in the game, but Exile 5 are going to try and go for that final bomb plant. Just
they'll have about like 20, maybe 30 seconds to run the bomb towards B or C. If they're going to do it, they have to be Usain Bolt. Let's just go with that. That's a cleaner way of what I was going to say. But they are defending this site. They're trying to get the 7-com. They're not going down without a fight. EGZ looking for the retake as they're still picking up quite a few kills. It's going to be on Cookie and a 1-on-3. Waiting for some respawns to come through to help him out, and I don't think they're going to be there in time to stop this.
Yeah, he's going to take down here Gera for a nice exit kill, but I don't think really anything is going to happen. Smash is just raining inside, takes Floor Massacre. Benny's going to get taken down actually on the bomb. Cryptic all on his own. I think they're going to take one bomb plant, or one bomb site. Hexus will fall. There you go. That's going to be at least a, a 2-1.
It's something. But now they've got another one to go. They've got 48 seconds left on the clock. They need to control this yard ASAP. The thing is, they're running back from base. So not only are they running their distance, they're going to have to run some extra to get a bomb down and fight through EGZ at the same time. 36 seconds to go. And EGZ can just smell this victory. XL5 so close and yet so far. And the bomb has spawned back in. But here we go. This is the final push, XL5. They have to go quickly. They cannot afford to take their time.
Air Floor Massacre coming in from lowers. The smokes comes down. Hunter's gonna fall to Cryptic with the AEK. Solo and health though. Hexus going with the 44 mag. Gonna get an assist on one. And this is just us trying to move out, and that's it. That's it. That's GG. That's Evolution Gamers to take it for a third map. Finally, after what is it, 2-3 seasons? We've finally seen.
Well, this season.
Well, yeah, first time this season. In the previous seasons, they all went down 2-0 or 3-0 in the final. So finally, we're going to see Evolution Gamers pull it off.
Yep.
2-1 on the final map on Operation Lockers. And so this is the third map. So, of course, 2-1 overall after a very, very good round on Parasol Storm for Exile 5. Pretty good aggressive play. Dawnbreaker, though, completely on the side of Evolution Gamers. They were able to play all the flanks correctly. And now Locker. Arrow played pretty tight. Exile 5 had their chances, but it's that destabilizing first round that was a bit too difficult for them to handle.
All right, so they'll go on to play up against Epsilon tomorrow in our second game of the day, and that means we will be moving through to play in Group B, which will be Dexterity up against Infamous as our first game, then Penta up against Leisure X Nabob as the map after that. Dexterity only dropping one map in the entire of their playoffs, and Penta and Leisure both from Europe trying to fight for their own chance to get through. It'll be interesting to see, actually. I think 2 of those games, I would assume that Penta's going to be able to beat Leisure. It's still going to be a tough one, and Dexterity and Infamous is going to be a great game. But the winners of both games, I think, is going to be really cool to see as well. You have Maximum Pro, now known as Penta, if they get through as like the staple #2 team in Europe up against the #1 team in Brazil. Well, North America, we can say, because they beat all the North American teams.
Yep.
Still a lot of good games to come.
Well, to be honest, I'm really looking forward to Infamous versus Dexterity, Dexterity versus Penta, and Infamous Penta. Especially Infamous Penta. Yeah. That's going to be just a fantastic game, and I'm really looking forward to it. So there's more games to be coming today. If you guys want to stick around, have some fun, get something in the meantime to drink, something to eat. We're going to take, I guess we're going to go for a quick interview in just a sec with Mitch, and I think he's going to go up with Benny. Let's hope so. Everybody likes to see Benny on the. Everybody likes to see Benny on cam, to be honest. He's got.
Can't wait to see him matched up against Mitch. Just the height difference. No, but so before we do throw over to the interview, let's talk about the next game to come. Dexterity against Infamous. 2 really aggressive teams, 2 really hyper-aggressive teams. Which way do you see that going?
Lockers. I'm assuming we're going to see Lockers, and I really can't call it on there because they're both extremely good at it. Even Siege of Shanghai, they're both extremely good at it. We might see a Gammerz. Or because I know you hate Gammerz. I know. I like it. There's a lot of destructibility.
On Domination, I didn't like Gammerz really.
Yeah, Squad Blade, everything's good, right?
Yeah, actually, well, Dawnbreaker was like one of the ones that really annoyed me in the beginning, but it turned out to be pretty good once teams learned how to play it. But you're saying it's going to depend on the maps, though.
Yeah, and I believe we might see a Hainan Resort again, just because it's a 50-50 map. So whatever team, it's just gonna bank on it. Whatever. Like if we take it, it's fine. It's not like we expect to win it anyways. There's not really a team that knows how to play Hainan. We saw Epsilon playing pretty decently on it. We know Penta, the old Maximum boys, they were playing pretty well in the online cups. But it's going to be interesting to see, what goes around on stage here. We're offline, we're at LAN, we're at Gamescom, so it's a very different environment. And I think that's just me. Might be, a bit of a European bias, but Infamous have a lot of experience on that.
True.
They have 3 players that are some of the best fraggers in the entire game. And especially they have Rella, the human aimbot. I mean, this guy is just crazy. And I think Infamous can pull it off. However, the dexterity have it in them. That's why last time we saw it in Domination. They took it to the final. Nobody could take any map off of them. I mean, at the end, beating Epsilon in the semifinals, just Epsilon could do nothing. But I guess that's going to be it for just now, our pre-game analysis.
That'll be our next game. But in the meantime, we're going to head over to Benny on the stage with Mitch for a post-game interview.
Yep.
Yes, gents, thank you very much. I'm here on the main stage, of course, with none other than Benny. Mate, just like your beard, growing back, you guys are making your way back into this one here. This was a tough game for you guys. Definitely, I mean, it's the only game we've seen go to 3 maps yet. And it seems like Exile 5 really caught you guys off guard on Paracel Storm. Was that the case?
Yeah, it's the case. We underestimate them a bit. We didn't expect them to play that well at first. So, yeah, it was a big surprise for us.
So tell me, now you have a chance obviously to go up against Epsilon again. This morning, probably a disappointing result. You yourself know what it's like to go up against Epsilon, and of course Smash, you're very familiar. I mean, you guys are experienced here as well, but what changes from here on out? You get that unique opportunity to play the same team again. Do you go about it any differently this time?
In our first game against Epsilon, we tried something. It didn't work well, so we are going to play our classic game, I think, against them now. Not going to try anything new or something.
Excellent, it's good to hear. Thank you very much for joining me on stage, Benny. Good luck with your match later on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for Group A today. And surely we'll be moving on to Group B. But before we do that, you guys have got here at a good time because we do have a very special guest to introduce onto the stage. His name is Daniel Mitre, and he is the community manager for EA. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Daniel as he joins me up on the stage. Eventually. Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thanks, mate. Yourself?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Absolutely. Now, look, obviously, you're a community manager at EA. Had a chat to you beforehand. Got some exciting stuff, obviously, to share with us all today.
Oh, sorry, what was that again?
So you've got some accent.
Yeah.
So you've got some exciting stuff to share with us all today?
Yeah, absolutely. So yesterday we just announced Battlefield 4 Night Operations DLC. And here I'm going to show that to you, give a little overview of what it is, and as well as some other upcoming content, the Community Map Project, which has been developed alongside Battlefield 4 players. So it's really exciting for us, and I can't wait to show you a little bit more.
Fantastic. So for those who maybe aren't aware about what Night Ops is, what it involves, can you give us like a basic overview maybe of that?
Yeah, so Night Operations is basically a night map of Zavod 311. What we call it is Zavod Graveyard Shift. We don't introduce any new gadgets or weapons, but we do use existing gadgets to really give you advantage over the enemy on the battlefield.
So let's talk about that a bit more, because as you said, it is Zavod 311, but obviously you changed it now. It's a nighttime operation. So what changes now as well, apart from the fact that it's now nighttime? I mean, are we seeing expected gameplay changes or strategy? What do you think is really going to be different here?
So I mean, if you know Zavod 311, that already is pretty tough to spot your enemies and really, really play it up. So bring in the element of night. And what we're really doing is we're introducing new destructible elements in the game, such as lighting. And you can take out lighting and completely have an advantage over your enemy. You're going to need to use night scopes. You're going to need to use thermal imaging. The thing is, when you use those, it also, although you can see the enemy better, it's going to make you come up on their radar and their field of view. So you want to use those intelligently and sparingly.
All right, so you do have a bit of a presentation for us, I understand?
Yes, I do.
Get that up on screen.
So some of this we already went through.
Sure.
Yeah. So like I said, this has been developed. Basically, we listen to everybody's feedback. We're giving them what they wanted. We put the Siege of Shanghai on CTE previously as a night map, but we saw people gravitated towards Zavod 311. And I think it's important also to note that this is going to be a free DLC for everybody.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
awesome.
You don't need to be a premium member in order to get it. Like I said, that everything's going dark, and this is actually located in an old Russian tank factory, so you really have this awesome, very gritty feel. Some of the screenshots that I'll be showing you here in a minute really has this very ominous and spooky feel to it. So the game modes that we're introducing, there's nothing new, but it's more geared towards Conquest, Rush, Obliteration, Team Deathmatch, and Gunmaster. We're going to have some alternate loadouts for that as well.
Fantastic.
So Gunmaster is one of my favorite modes. It's just really high-paced and has that kind of mini RPG element through it. So the gadgets are going to be really coming into play. Use those, intelligently. And like I said, the lighting and destruction is going to be all new. So it's really going to be an awesome feel. It's not just going to be a reskin of Zavod 311 per se. It's really going to feel like a whole new kind of map.
Yeah, it's kind of cool though, as you say that as well. Like it is Zavod, as you said, but a lot changes as well. It's not just a reskin, and it's going to require players to play around it differently. So it's almost an entirely new map in itself in that regard.
Absolutely. And like we see here at the sneak peek, this is a great image. One of our community members, Tolik, he's been providing some beautiful images, and we sourced this from him. It really captures this ominous, like I say, kind of spooky feel. You have the, Russian tanks in the background, and we got a assault guy coming in. So I'd like to give you guys a first look, some actual playtest of Dice LA playing through. It's pretty exciting. See it for yourself.
Let's check it out. Yeah, as you said, looks like a completely different map. Obviously, it's cool to see how the different game types can be influenced by that as well, but there's plenty to look at here. Looks great. Fantastic.
Yeah, we're excited to get this popped out. So we're in the final polish phase right now, and it'll be released here in September 2015. And you can actually, if you have an invite to the community lounge, you can go check it out, play for yourself. So go on over to Hall 5.1 and be able to get hands-on with it. It's pretty cool.
Fantastic, and so great news, of course, that one as well. But let's talk about, obviously, another thing that you wanted to share with us today as well, the community map project, something that has definitely been anticipated as well, especially by community members or pro players. Let's dive in.
Yeah, so let me give you an overview what it is. Basically, this is a map created by Battlefield 4 players for them. We've been taking feedback from the forums, from Twitter, integrating all this. We're doing surveys and really including players in on the development process. This has been really exciting for everybody at Dice LA and Dice as a global development studio. So we introduced a survey several months back, asked what kind of concept, what kind of theme do we want to go for, and we landed on a jungle theme. It really makes for some interesting gameplay. In this jungle theme, we have 2 bases and 5 control points for Conquest, 2 bases and 3 for Conquest Small. So it really opens up to some traditional gameplay like we've seen in previous Conquest. thing is you can play with us on the CTE, which I'll provide some more information how you can get involved with that a little later. And you can basically test alongside with us and develop at the same time. And through the course of the next several months leading up to launch, we'll be providing continual updates so you get a look at what it's like developing inside the studio at DICE LA. We've been posting these on the Facebook social channels for those who've been following along. It's pretty cool. So we have a word from DICE. I'm going to introduce David Serlin. He couldn't make it here today, unfortunately. He's a new father.
Yeah.
Very cool. But he's back at home developing, so let's get a word from him.
All right.
Hi, I'm David, Battlefield 4 producer at DICE LA. This year we're going to do things slightly differently than last year. Everything that gets published in BF4 will go through the CTE this year. We're also going to focus our efforts through projects and prototypes where we, early in the process, publish our goals and intents for you guys to feedback on. But first, I'm going to send you over to my friend Tompen to talk about our new content project.
Hi everyone, I'm Tompen. I'm the creative director at DICE LA. With the Community Map project, we're really excited to collaborate with you, our premium users, to take a map from concept to final and then release it to everyone when it's done. We'll start with a blank canvas, and together with you, we're going to collaborate through all the normal steps in the development cycle. It's something that we're very excited about because it's not something that we've done before, and I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Every week, we're going to update the CTE and have playtests together with you guys in the community. If you want more information about the CTE, go to the CTE website. Thank you guys, and see you on the battlefield.
All right, so that's fantastic. It's looking really good. And as you said, there's an opportunity for players to get alongside you in the development process on the CTE. So exciting stuff as well. And I mean, great way to have good collaborative sort of development with the players as well as the devs.
Absolutely. So I'm going to kind of walk through what it looks like a bit more. Of course, the video didn't show too much into what the progress has been. So we've been developing. We got through the concept phase. We locked out the points of interest, and now we're in that full production. And then ultimately we'll be in polish, and we'll pass on to going live. So this was the concept layout. We proposed the survey several months ago. Everybody landed on jungle theme. And as you see, you have the 2 base maps, the 5 control points. And as we progress a bit more in development, you'll see here, we have a medical clinic. We have a waterfall, Temple Ruins, which is actually one of my favorite points of interest here. You'll see a little bit later. We have a ghost town and a logging camp. And this all takes place in this Sumatra forest, so it's very hot, sticky, humid, and that really translates into the gameplay. So here we look a bit top down of the medical clinic. Of course, this is all in production phase, and we'll be texturing as we go on within the next couple months. We have the water, the temple ruins. This looks a little small, but if you get on the CT, it is massive. This thing is huge. We have the ghost town, the logging camp, and here we see the plantation, the oil palms. And this is a little look at some of our guys here at DICE LA, really drilling down on what you guys have been saying through all of the surveys and a lot of the telemetry data coming in on Battlefield 4 CTE. So the status of this project, next up we're going to be serving up the Conquest Large and Small onto CTE for actual play testing. We're going to be gathering all that information and really start to fine tune and hone this map. After that, we'll pose another survey for what new game modes that we should actually include into it. So we're really going to open that up. This whole process is really in the hands of players, and I think I can speak for the developers that this is one of the most exciting development projects they've been able to work on.
Definitely exciting, I think. Exciting from a player perspective as well, especially when they can be involved as well as in what game type they want to see, as well as the myriad of different environments where people can be playing on. So it looks excellent.
It's really exciting, and I can't wait to actually introduce this here later on in the year. So you had mentioned the CTE, and for those who don't know what the CTE is, it's the community test environment, and you can join by being a Battlefield 4 Premium member, and it's basically just another download on Origin. We also opened it up to Xbox One. It's a very limited set who can get in, but we are opening that up every week. So I'm excited to get this up on the CTE, start developing this even further. polish it up and ship it out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, still development now going into full gear. I know everyone be, you know, keeping their eyes peeled. You know, are we going to see updates sort of fairly regularly on your social media platforms and that kind of thing? Because I know a lot of people definitely want to keep up with the process here.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to be entering more into this development phase much more strongly here within the next couple months. So I'm working very closely with Sterling, getting a timeline of updates, and I'll make sure that we communicate that across the Battle Log blog and across our social channels. So stay tuned to that. You won't miss a beat.
Fantastic. Well, it looks like fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Daniel, while I've got you here, anything you want to add, of course, or anyone you want to sort of shout out to before we sort of wrap things up here?
No, you know, thank you here, you know, having me on the show. It's a beautiful day outside, but it's so much better being inside.
Yeah.
You know, there's a ton of great games here. So go check it out. You know, we have the EA booth. We've got all sorts of great games out there. So come up and say hi as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, join me in thanking Daniel Mitro for joining us today. Absolute pleasure to have you on the stage. And I'm sure I'll catch up with you later.
All right, thanks, man.
All right. Excellent to hear from Daniel. Big thank you to him and the rest of the guys at EA. We're going to throw to a quick break. Before we start things off in Group B, it's going to be a cracker of a match, of course. We're finally going to see Dexterity up here on the stage going up against Infamous. Do not miss it.